My God, the two different looks. I changed everything in this office, or not really everything, but I moved things around, and now I'm not. Hold on.
I wasn't paying attention to that, but yeah.
I have to. Okay, I'm back to half of the point the wrong way, and the wrong way for you is the right way on screen. Welcome to us, living up to our name, Top Rope Tokes. Not knowing what the hell's going on when I make some changes. Like, I'm so confused. My name's Jose, and that guy over there,
Range of Motion.
Yeah, you'll just have to trust I actually get this stuff right now, as opposed to it looking right to you. But we are, yeah, Top Rope Tokes got it right.
You can do it. I believe in you. Yeah.
Round of applause for myself. Pat on the back.
Wrestling, 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 wrestling.
So you kind of addressed it when we were talking right before the show. A couple things that we should kind of knock out right away for anyone here already or watching this back a little bit later. First, Rampage.
Yes.
I don't know how long the NBA playoffs like usually go when the finals are set, but I know we probably got a good amount of time left of it.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got at least through most of June, or at least until June, before we're certain of when Rampage is going to be again.
Because last week they told us what 5:30, and you were expecting it.
Yeah, they told us 5:30, and I was at the gym on the treadmill that is positioned like strategically between the TVs that have both TBS and TNT, just in case it came on either channel. I was there and I was ready, and I was gonna watch it on the treadmill. And there was no no Rampage, and I was like, "The fuck?" They said 5:30, and then it came on at 6:30 when I was like done with my workout, and I'm like, "Man, I could have been at home, like with plenty of time to watch this."
But you chose when I have to go and travel now. Thank you.
But yeah, because I was like, well, I'm gonna miss some of it, so I just was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to the gym and watch the end of it while I'm doing my workout.
So until Rampage is back to its normally scheduled time at 10 p.m., holy crap, by then we might not even do Rampage because this rumored show Collision would be starting.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that what it seems like our actual plan is going to be, folks, is that we're going to see what they're doing with Collision. Because I feel like things are going to change with Rampage if Collision comes around. And it seems like Rampage, they're not going to know when it starts for the next month.
Yeah.
So
and Rampage,
we're just going to...
B show to C show.
Mm-hmm. We're not saying that we're not doing it again. We're just saying that we're going to hold off until we know what's going on with the second shows, because they're going to add a show. Rampage is probably going to be different in some kind of way. But yeah, we'll see.
But on that note, speaking of not doing things, next week we will not be doing this on Wednesday night. It's going to be kind of hard to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that part. Like, it slipped my mind. I know that we're going to be at the show, but my brain didn't also process that we're not going to be here to do this show because we're going to be at that show. So
yeah,
it's going to be like 2 Wednesdays from now.
So on top of that, we know we wouldn't do Rampage anyway next week because we didn't do Rampage last time when we were at the show.
Yeah. It's because it's going to be really hard to wait to review the show after seeing it live 2 days earlier.
I do have a plan as far as that goes. I hope that if we get good footage, enough good footage, and we possibly do something, I don't want a bit more vlog style, just so that we're in it as opposed to it being like a highlight package.
We're gonna do a BTE video. Bum 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 bum.
I'll try to get something up on that night that Rampage would go up anyway, just to have a video that gets to go up, just to be like, hey, this was our trip. Since most of it will be on my phone, there won't be like crazy editing or anything. I just have what's on my phone. I've done it before for some of our on the scenes videos. So
yeah, and I finally have a phone that's not a piece of crap, so I'll take videos and stuff too.
I love it. It's gonna be, as opposed to getting to the end of the show, battery's dying because I've had it like recording on 8K for the entire night.
Like, all right, I got it.
This is your match.
Like, I'm in.
Or can even just go the opposite way, have you do some of it, then have all like the us stuff. Like, all right, so I can piece together these videos. All I need is to import over these and these spots and cut them in, or who knows? We'll figure it out when it gets there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited, you guys. We got Kenny and Mox in the steel cage next week.
Daniel Garcia versus Orange Cassidy. Not as exciting, but we get to hear from FTR Bald and FTR Hair.
Yeah.
Which means they will not be wrestling.
No, they will not.
They
gotta give us Danhausen, right?
Well, I mean, he's hurt right now, so I don't know.
Oh, he's hurt. I didn't know he was hurt.
I just saw him do a picture at some kind of show and post it where he has his arm in a sling, but it's not just like a sling. It's one of those big, like, padded arm cast kind of slings. Super poofy looking, but he's wearing Sideshow Bob hair.
Hey, I say he needs to go ahead and just pop in.
I mean, that should be the one. If there's one night that he should.
Yeah. Because
we don't know any other matches.
Because I just want to see if. Because really, honestly, I just want to see you scream like a little girl.
Love that Danhausen. And one of my favorite gifts of all time on the internet is him just repeatedly punching a mannequin in the dick's face. Since gifts just repeat, you just see him go, great.
He's just that Danhausen dick punch, man. Patented.
The most realistic dick punch in all pro wrestling.
Sadly.
Makes him look like Johnny Cage compared to everybody else.
Just not, yeah, he's gonna have to do a split now. Now that you said Johnny Cage,
It's gonna injure himself again.
Oh, yeah! Don't tear your groin trying to do it, but like, make sure that it's something that you can do comfortably first, and then upgrade the Danhausen dick punch to the Johnny Cage.
So, while you're spending this time up in the sling, what you need to be doing is work on your flexibility.
Yes.
Be productive with your time.
Watch Jean-Claude Van Damme videos for inspiration, because I don't know how you train for that.
I would assume
I just know
it's just a lot of stretching.
Doing the splits.
Is there anything
check
else
it
you
out.
could do?
I don't have a groin.
Is that all you could really try to do? Is maybe like lean down and then also just stretch a lot?
Use one of those machines that like has you stretch a little bit further than what you would normally stretch, and you know, you can get more flexible, but it doesn't seem like you get that much more flexible.
Feels like it would take years and years, or you're just born with it and it never goes away.
Yeah, some people are born with stuff like that. Lucky bastards.
Sorry, because that could just go down a whole different conversation. So, speaking of Danhausen, like per usual, our show opener, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, that man gets the people going.
So, at first when he was coming out, I was like, who's Orange Cassidy facing tonight? Big international title. It took me a moment until they mentioned like Bandito, and then he came out. I was like, oh yeah, this is the Roderick Strong Adam Cole match versus JAS. And then I got really excited. That will be the moment you actually see me scream like a little girl next week. Adam Cole, baby.
So what are they going to do next week? I mean, I guess yeah, he'd still be on the show next week though.
Yeah, I just don't know what they would do.
It'll probably be like
If it's a video
promos.
segment that's played on the screen and I don't get to do it, and I do not get to cheer, scream, everything that comes with Adam Cole and his entrance. Don't you wish that upon me, sir? Don't wish that upon me.
Oh man.
I'm gonna have nightmares for 6 days now, sir. Oh, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'm gonna say for
Yeah, it's still 7. I was like, wait,
7
is it
days.
still 7 though?
7
on next week?
days.
Yeah, nightmares. Nightmares of missing out on Adam Cole. Instead of seeing me scream like a little girl, sir, you will see me sob and weep in the car the whole way home like a disappointed young child.
Okay. All right. I will I'll take it.
I quit the show right now. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Oh man. You know,
Nobody would be able to press end if I walked away.
yeah, I really want to see this happen now, you guys, because I haven't seen him this riled up since the Giants ruined the Patriots' perfect season.
Fuck you.
And there we have it. I just made him quit.
Hold on, I just remember how much of a segment I have to cut out of the video if I actually walked off for more than a couple seconds.
Yep, it's top rope range. That's right, baby.
So I know you were in the middle of something that ran a little bit long. Let me tell you how this started. Obviously, you came Orange Cassidy, Bandito, Roderick Cole, Adam Cole enter. Then JAS comes out. Jericho's not with them initially. They come out, they stop halfway down the ramp, and then Judas plays. Jericho comes out like down half the ramp, gets the whole pyro and everything. But he's just staring at Adam Cole, but he's wearing the Britt Baker with a black eye shirt, which do not sell that shirt, AEW, without context. That's a terrible shirt to wear.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wear a shirt with a woman with a black eye on it.
Like, it should not be a thing.
Like, especially if it's not like a fighting pose or something. Like, if you're not, like, if it's a shirt with somebody with a black eye on it and it's not like a fighting pose, nope. Not wearing that. It's just going to be like so you condone abuse. No.
But, yeah,
it's a wrestling shirt. It's funny.
Yeah, not something you want to have to explain and get all of those evil looks with.
Right.
So you got to see this after the match, but during the match, Adam Cole was still trying to get up the ramp at Jericho a couple of times, but kept getting cut off by JAS.
Yeah.
Of course, this being Roderick Strong's debut match in AEW, they were going to get the win, and they did it in undisputed fashion with Roderick Strong hanging his rising knee. Adam Cole lowers the boom, they get the win, and then what happens after the pit range?
I love it. Adam Cole doesn't waste a moment. He sprints for Jericho immediately after the pin. Like, he doesn't even celebrate at all. He's just like, all right, we won, I'm out. Fuck Jericho. I gotta kill him.
Jericho had been commentary the entire match, doing his Jericho shtick, talking about what kind of man would do that, in reference to how could Adam Cole do nothing to help Britt while she was being beat. Well, the whole commentary team's talking back to him like he was handcuffed, and I'm not even sure if Jericho even responded to that like at all. He just kept talking.
Yeah, he's just Jericho'd. That's what he just Jericho's things. Like, he turns it into the Jericho version, and it's great. The Jericho.
So, on top of that,
still,
what's that?
Oh, I was just gonna say I still didn't want to see Adam Cole Jericho, but this is the world we live in, and I'm gonna deal with it.
So after commercial, we actually come back to see security escorting Adam Cole out of the building, which is always a little bit extra funny in wrestling, considering certain wrestlers like Adam Cole basically are being shoved out of a building in their underwear.
Yep. Yeah, that's messed up, man.
What are you gonna do? Just have cops there to be like, okay, this is indecent. You can't be out here like almost naked and stuff.
Yeah. Like, you guys are gonna have to give him his clothes. Like, we don't want to take this man in his really tight underwear.
Right. So what was funny after is Britt ends up coming up yelling at Jericho, like, what are you doing? Slaps at him, starts to tear his shirt. It took me a couple of times to realize until she had said it that, did you realize what she was calling him?
No.
His name isn't
No
Chris
point.
Jericho, it's Bitch Jericho.
Bitch Jericho. Bitch Jericho, I like it.
Yeah, it wasn't until like the last time, maybe two, that I caught on.
He said, I ain't calling you Chris Jericho, I'm calling you Bitch Jericho, because you a bitch, Jericho.
All right. So I just realized I fucked up because we were talking and everything got all kind of messed up. Usually now we start the show with the good, the bad, and the ugly. We kind of messed up this week. It happens. It's in the show name. Have your fun. What was your good?
So I've gone back and forth here on my good, and my good has to be that Willow didn't look like shit, even though I knew she was gonna lose today.
You know what? I absolutely hated it when I had to. As soon as I saw the match was announced for Dynamite and it was Willow versus Saraya, as soon as I saw that, and you know what the outcome is, it's like, all right, well, if he hasn't seen it yet, I take to tell my friend he gets to see his favorite person. But you are absolutely gonna see her lose.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that and I was like, oh, she's gonna be on TV to lose. Okay. But she looked strong here. She just looked dumb
Hey,
because the
yes,
Outcast pull the same thing every damn time.
no, they
And the baby
tried.
faces are like, nah, we
They-
don't need help.
They tried. I was actually hoping she'd be the first person to be smart enough to get help, but because she's such a friendly person, it makes sense.
Yeah. Like, should help Willow. Everybody should help Willow. Shame on everybody that didn't help Willow tonight.
But she was also in a way part of my good because she was the one getting beat up by the outcasts when Miss Hikaru Shida made her return.
Yeah.
I'd be a lot more excited if I didn't think that they kind of fumbled the whole return aspect of things with her. And man, we had a brief tease during this comeback, a brief tease that told us, oh, Shida could have been consistently one of the loudest reactions of the night.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. We've been saying it for a minute. Like, Sheeta could have been a badass heel if they let her.
She just couldn't be with them. I think we agreed upon that part.
Yeah. But yeah, she doesn't fit with them. She really doesn't fit with Jamie and Britt either, but here we are.
For the sake of the story, it works. But after that, it needs to be a quick pivot with her. She can't linger around this story with them after it's done. Yeah. I'm torn. I don't.
Yeah, you.
On a show that wasn't overly impressive in any aspect, but it wasn't really bad in any kind of way. I kind of just want to show my least favorite thing, the thing that drives me No. Bad is everything to do with Wardlow. Everything.
Oh man.
Because we may or may not agree on the ugly if it's the thing that comes to mind. So I'm going with this part. It is everything Wardlow. He gets another jobber. Destroys him. Then I'm sitting in a room for somebody to attack him. He grabs a mic and cuts a very terrible cliche, it was bad promo.
Yeah, it was just the, hey, get out here.
So
I want to fight. I'm ready to fight still.
But what was your bad?
Yeah. My bad. My bad. Oh, god damn it. I top rope talked too much. But yeah, my bad. I ended up coming out with that MJF and Jungle Boy. Sorry. God dang it.
I was
The
like, I knew
MJF
you
and
couldn't
Jungle
say
Boy in the
Sammy.
I don't know why I kept saying Sammy, but MJF and Jungle Boy in the locker room. That segment there was just stupid.
Because the MJF Sammy thing, if it wasn't for Sheeta's return, was going to be in like a two-way tie for my favorite segment of the night.
Yeah, MJF Sammy, no, that's nowhere near the bad. That's very close to the good. But yeah, no, that was my bad because that segment was it made no sense at all.
I think if we were to avoid actual like wrestling match related things with our goods, with Willow actually looking solid despite all this stupid shit, and Cheetah returning, we probably would have just turned around and split the two segments between MJF and Sammy and the trip to the farm. Them birds.
Yep. Them birds. That sign at the chicken coop. Them birds. Of course.
I'm gonna let you run with your ugly first, because if it's what I think it's gonna be, I'm gonna end up echoing the same thing. So I don't want to steal your thunder.
Yep. See, I hate doing the ugly because it makes it sound like I really hate AEW when I do my uglies, because there's some ugly.
Oh, you're not
like.
you're not going with the thing I'm gonna use. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going with what you're gonna use. So there's only like a few women that are relevant on the roster, and you just you make it blatant, so blatant, and it's like, we want a good women's division, but if you're gonna make it seem like only the Outcasts and Britt and Jamie matter, then yeah, because it's like everyone else, because it's like no matter who they are, it's like that group of women, and then anybody else is way down here in the basement. Like Jade is probably like up here, just above the basement.
I was gonna say, let's be
like
honest.
Jade's probably on like the first floor.
Out of like what she had now, like 53
but they're in the
wins,
penthouse of the women's wrestling.
54 wins, like probably 40 of them are close to it have to be against jobbers.
Yeah.
Or people that are treated even lower than her.
First floor. It's just like she doesn't have any relevant wins. And all of those wins, it's like the Goldberg run, where they were like, oh, he just beat 60,000 people. Like, but who did he beat? Nobody.
Hugh Morris.
Yeah. Who the fuck's that?
You don't remember Hugh Morris?
Nope.
He was the big white dude who could do moonsaults, and then he ended up doing that stupid group where everybody was military based, like you had Major Guns and Sergeant or whatever it was.
I'm about to look him up, and I'm probably going to remember.
You may end up getting the news about how he got ran out of WWE developmental because he was abusive and shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember him. So.
But my ugly would be Will Hobbs and QTV not only still being associated with each other, but actually doing a trios match together. The only way I was going to be okay with this was, and he will tell you, I walked back into the room and I asked one question. Did Hobbs eliminate his team himself?
He didn't do that. No. They were just kind of throw-ins for that Battle Royale. You know, Hobbs just taking all the L's. Like, you put a belt on him just to make him look weak. I don't understand how you made someone look weaker by putting a belt on them. and now he can't function without QTV.
Like, the way the titles and the champion trumps have been booked at this point, I feel like Orange Cassidy would dominate a handicap match against Wardlow and Hobbs by the way that they're booked. I mean, it shouldn't happen, and obviously very unrealistic.
I mean,
but
you know, he wouldn't win the handicap. Well, if you could give Orange Cassidy like Hobbs and the Butcher, because Wardlow they try to book enough, like strong enough to where it wouldn't seem like that could ever happen to him. But Hobbs,
oh yeah,
like he could definitely be like a random throw in for Rampage for Orange Cassidy that nobody would care about.
Orange Cassidy is gonna win a handicap match with Powerhouse Hobbs, QT, and Solo. It's gonna be a 3-on-1, and Orange Cassidy is gonna win.
Yep, that's a thing that could happen. I feel like they would do, if Tony Khan's watching this, he's probably like, "That's what we're doing next week."
I'm just making myself get closer to want to get up and walk away. Just like, why are you murdering Hobbs' career?
I don't know what they're doing to him, man. He's so good. He's got so much potential, and I thought they were doing something with it, but
not only that,
he's gone backwards.
Not only that, but the guy that he was in a feud with, Wardlow. Okay, I've never understood it, but I understand when they gave him the Goldberg type of entrance, he got reactions. You took it away. The crowd is not nearly as hot for him anymore. I'm done. Quit pushing him. Repackage. Make him go away. Let Christian win this title. Christian Cage, sorry. Sorry, don't come after me, WWE. Don't do it.
Yeah, he's Christian Cage. I don't know. I would like to see Christian Cage get that belt.
I want it off of Wardlow. Go away.
Yeah, I wanted to see Hobbs get a real run with it. But, you know, at this point I just want to see Hobbs not look weak. That's about all I want. Like I don't care. I don't care who he faces. I don't care what it is. He just has to not look weak the next time I see him. That's all.
So I'm just looking at what to cover next because there wasn't anything amazing in this show.
Dog, there was amazing things in this show. There was them chickens.
I mean, all the matches were AEW salad, which means they're good enough, but nothing's gonna blow me away. Nothing's gonna make me go like, "Oh, that was a really good match."
Mm-hmm.
Any specific match you would like to talk about? Or a segment before a match, whatever.
I don't know. I say let's just get the main event stuff out of the way.
All right.
We can start there.
Go to the main event. Go with the main event. First, we have to start with the
Yeah.
like 3 video packages that these people had throughout the night.
Right.
Starting off with Jack Perry and Darby, the most basic one.
Yeah. We don't like each other, but we have common ground. We both want to compete for this belt.
We've never main evented a pay-per-view, so they're finally gonna do it together.
Yeah.
Darby sends the whole, then one of us will leave that night as champion because tonight it's showtime. Darby, if you're going to use it showtime, you have to do it with some bravado, some showmanship. You can't just
Showtime. You have to do it like Eddie Murphy in the movie Showtime.
Seriously, the most cliche type of video that you can do. And it makes sense because that's how it feels like Jungle Boy is 90% of the time.
Pretty much. I was telling you during the show that Jungle Boy, I don't know what it is. He has the charisma, but when he talks, I don't care. Like I don't give a shit what he says. Like he has some good lines here and there, but when he talks for more than 30 seconds, I don't care.
That's all right. He has the theme music you love.
Hey, the theme song is hot. Okay, don't change his music, or else he's gonna have to go heel, or at least for me. I won't like him.
So later on, we get the Sammy MJF side of things where they go to talk about, they know Sammy saw it, that there was nobody else in the vehicle. And MJF does like his acting or overacting, but he gets all sad and vulnerable. He says he couldn't tell him the truth. He had to lay down in the backseat because his back is messed up from carrying the company for the last year. I started doing the math in my head, and I'm like, you were gone for a while within the last year.
Like you didn't come back until All Out last year.
I mean, that's not a biggest chunk of time, but now I'm like, it's still a good amount of time within the last year, but the majority of the year, I guess.
Yeah, basically. Man, I love that Sammy just called him out instantaneously. I hate that I hate that I love what Sammy does lately, but
It's an odd
he just
feeling.
he cuts straight to the point, and I'm like, yo, how come people don't always do that shit in wrestling and in life? Just cut to the chase. Get it over with. He was like, yo, what happened? I watched. You didn't give me a ride. You said there was no room in the car. I looked at the video. There was room in the car. I'm like, yo, Sammy's must be the smartest wrestler on the planet because no other wrestlers ever watch back to find out what happened to
Right.
them.
Like every tag team that ever has a miscommunication.
Yeah, none of them ever watch back to find out what happened to them. Sammy fucking did that just to make sure that MJF was a dick.
Nah, Sammy probably did because he loves himself.
I mean, I'm sure that's what he would say if he said more, but yeah.
They probably watched Sammy Guevara matches when him and Ty are falling asleep in bed. Or other
He's like,
things.
yeah, I always go back and watch the segments that have just me in them. I could definitely see Sammy saying something like that.
And the sad part is we're actually coming around on Sammy and we're still.
Yep.
But MJF turns it around real quick and they end up being the whole best of friends thing all over again. He even got him a version of their song smashed up to enter to tonight, and he wasn't full of shit either.
Yeah, they actually entered. I couldn't believe they did that. But yeah, he's like, okay, and I got us a mashup of our songs. And then he's like, oh, I'm really tired. I can't do this. He's like, Sammy, go ahead and talk about the main event. And then Sammy starts talking, and MJF just, yeah, like, he just goes full 80s promo and takes over, hyped up. Like, you asshole. Perfect asshole.
But like I was almost expecting if he did have a matched up song, that it was going to be the extra heel move where it's just going to be like a very trash, just like layered thing and not actually work together at all. I'm like, okay, it's actually passable. It's not bad.
They impress every single time for me lately. It's I'm excited for Double or Nothing already. Like, we know the outcome, but we knew the outcome of the Danielson match, and that was fucking dope.
Wait, the what match?
We knew the outcome of the Danielson match.
Which
Danielson,
match?
MJF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My head, I was like, I haven't seen him wrestle in a minute. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I'm the last time that we remember watching him wrestle.
So, but this was not the end of the video tonight, because there was one more, and it featured 3 out of the 4 guys, because we go and we see Darby and Jungle Boy talking in the locker room before Darby exits, and MJF slides on in.
Yeah.
I didn't write anything down.
That was stupid.
Just
All I remember is, MJF is like, hey, he does the whole be on my side thing and take a fall, and then I'll let you be my right hand man. And I'm like, come on, this is really stupid. Like, everyone knows that Jungle Boy is going to say fuck no.
Honestly, I think if they had used like the math logic of saying, hey, I'll give you the one-on-one after, if you take the fall tonight, so he can, then face Sammy and have Sammy lay down for him, and then you can move on to Jungle Boy, but you keep it 50-50 as opposed to 25.
That makes it sound more appealing, but still, I would expect him to say fuck no.
Oh, I'd expect him to say no in the end too, but at least it would make it like worth a thought kind of thing.
But yeah, it would make it like, why? Because this, I was like, why did you even? What was the purpose of that?
Oh, because he even tells him, he like pats him on the shoulder and says, "You're not world championship material."
Yeah.
Oh, now he's definitely saying no, but
yeah. So I'm like, why? What is this for? And then and then Jungle Boy says something boring, and then he gets.
I think that's 100% why I wrote no notes, because once he came on, I was just like, he's so bad. So I didn't write anything down because I was just stuck going, yeah, how is he going to main event one of the biggest pay-per-views? He
can wrestle, dog. He can wrestle.
And he makes the people go, whoa.
Yeah, too many promos for him, though. But they end up staring each other down, and then Darby walked back in, and he sees them staring at each other like they're about to scrap, and then MJF leaves. And then Darby, for some reason, decides that he doesn't trust Jungle Boy even more after that. And I'm like, what part of they were almost about to fight? It makes you say, I don't know.
And it's also weird because MJF's like backing out the room saying, just ask your partner. Ask your partner.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, Jungle Boy does say like, you don't need to worry about it. But Sammy, fuck, I really want to include Sammy. But Darby's just like, I don't trust him even more now. And I'm like, what about their body language there said you should trust Jungle Boy even less? This whole segment just left me with a puzzled look on my face, and I didn't like it for that reason.
So in about a little under 2 months, we're gonna have like our 1 year of posting videos. We're gonna have to do like some kind of retrospective, like I don't know, just come up with a handful of questions. I'd say post on the community tab. I'm just not sure if we'll get the questions, but I think if we were asked our biggest turnaround from a year ago to now, it honestly might be all right. My opinion on Sammy is so different than it was 1 year ago.
Oh man. Um yeah, because you definitely hated him way more than I did. Because I was like, yeah, I don't like him. Not at all. But I was convinced that if you guys met face to face, there would have been a fight. And now you're like, yeah, I don't hate him.
It
So
wouldn't
that's
have
a
been that
huge
bad.
turnaround.
Although I would say if we were at like like an event where you have meet and greet lines, and I went in somebody's line that was right next to Sammy, it would be very tempting. Like when up at the table and like 6 feet away from the next person, just looking over and be like, "Fuck you, Sammy."
Uh, I think he would probably accept that because it's like, yo,
I'm doing my job.
I'm doing my job. That guy's giving me the heat. Fuck yeah. Thanks, man.
And now the actual tag team match.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the match. The match. The match itself was what I called it out to be, I feel like. There was some wrestling in there, of course. It was some really good wrestling in there for a hot second.
I think
But a lot
Sammy and
of it was
MJF worked
just
well together.
yeah. Yeah, they did work well together. Um, just like how their songs didn't sound horrible together. I that threw me off completely because I was just like, there's no way that these songs aren't going to sound like crap mixed together. But you put the Sammy Guevara lyrics on the MJF track, speed the lyrics up a little bit. It's not too bad. Not good, in my opinion, but yeah,
It wasn't the objectively wrestling heel gag type of bad,
right.
and that's what I was maybe expecting to happen, for it just to be some thrown together piece of garbage.
That's what I would have more expected if they actually did it, because I didn't think they were actually doing it though. That really did get me.
I forgot about it until it actually hit. I was like, oh
Because
yeah.
it's yeah, like it hits and you hear Sammy Guevara, ding 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 ding, and I was like, really? They actually did it.
So they made, for much of this match, they did the whole thing where they isolated. They worked a heel tag team match. They isolated one of their opponents and then just double teamed the shit out of them. Them having the matching vest, the matching scarf, it came into play because those scarves had to be used like 4 different times to choke somebody in this match. I swear.
You have to you got to get that moment in, Burberry scarves around their necks. It's the only time Jungle Boy's ever gonna have another Burberry scarf, or probably Darby. It's probably the only time Darby's gonna have his. Jungle Boy's probably got money out the ass.
So I actually kind of hope, because if he said it, I mean, there is picture-in-picture commercial breaks. I hope MJF talked that shit, because that would be some good stuff actually to say while it's happening.
Yeah, like Darby, you're never gonna have another Burberry scarf around your neck.
They eventually did the whole kind of get caught, but Bryce is clueless kind of thing with it. So, okay.
Yeah, Bryce is down.
Oh,
He's down.
oh, hold on. I didn't think I'd have one of these tonight. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Hardest hit of the night was MJF hitting a better version of Soraya's finisher than Soraya does.
Not gonna lie, that thing was pretty nice.
It looked vicious. Um,
I was like, oh, that looks sweet. Oh, 'cause at first it didn't even really look like the same move.
mhm. She just falls like straight back versus he kind of did suplex
It's kind of, yeah,
brainbuster
it's like a
DDT.
brainbuster DDT kind of thing. Yeah. Um, yeah, that was pretty dope. I always love his Sam or MJF's power bomb backbreaker. That thing's pretty cool.
I always wonder how that works because normal backbreakers, I see how they do it, but I'm like, I just don't see how that one doesn't take its toll.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks devastating. I like it. Whoa,
I
a
wonder,
lot.
wonder who would be worse for the person taking it or MJF's knees.
It depends on the age of both of the wrestlers. Because at this point, MJF being very young, most likely it's your back.
It also probably helps. We didn't really see him employ it as, if at all, before he left, and he came back a lot more jacked. So he might have more mass to make it a lot easier to take.
Hmm.
It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily look like he pulls his knee out of the way. Like we've definitely seen him like sitting on his knee.
Yeah. Yeah. They definitely land on his knee.
So the ending of
It's,
this match had a pretty fun back and forth about every single person in this team not actually trusting each other
yeah.
or in
I
this
mean,
match.
well, MJF was making, to quote Sammy, he was making Sammy his bump guy, basically, for this match. Like he's like, all right, let's do this tope together. Oh, it's like, you're gonna do it, not me. All right, throw them back in the ring for me.
Honestly, though, I was kind of when I was like, as it was happening, MJF is about to do a dive. What? He's not gonna try to like yeah. So that one I actually found kind of fun. Um, towards the end, Sammy hits a senton off the top rope, but as he's doing it, MJF tags in and he goes for a pin, which I don't actually think was a terrible move. Like a senton, you figure there's gonna be that roll through, then you have to kind of come back and get the pin, versus like MJF being ready and in the ring. You could cut a good second down off the time to go for the pin, which could conceivably be the difference, easily be the difference between winning and not winning. When Sammy turned around and returned the favor after MJF's powerbomb backbreaker, a little less logical because he didn't even go for the pin right away. He waited and gave like MJF like a stare down. Nope.
He's just trying to win, man. He's just trying to win. There was a whole lot of just trying to win tonight in this match.
Because shortly after that, uh, they get in each other's face. MJF just slaps Sammy. Sammy super kicks him, ends up allowing Jungle Boy to hit his like sliding lariat, and then when he's going for that, Darby tags in and he's on the top rope while Jungle Boy is trying to get the fucking pin. They framed this pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah, the framing was perfect for this. You just have that perfect frame of Jungle Boy just like, yeah, I'm winning this match. And then Darby's up there like, well, I don't care if I land on him. I'm just doing this coffin drop.
Yeah, he's in the pin mode, like taunting, hands up. Refs in there, like just touch him, like nope, nope, tagged, pointing to Darby, and he sees Darby jump, and Jungle Boy gets out of the way just in time. But Darby pins Sammy, and it is a four pillars match at Double or Nothing officially after like 2 months of building to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we knew that what, like 2 or 3 weeks after Revolution,
I don't remember when Revolution
maybe
was.
3 weeks after Revolution
All right, so
or so, and then they're like, "Hey, check it out. Here's your next thing."
I think it might have been the immediate night after that it happened. Like you kicked off
Maybe.
the show, MJF comes out, he's interrupted, then the next one comes out, the next one comes out, the next one comes out.
I feel like I feel like it was the next week, maybe, because I don't think MJF was on the next show.
Might have been, but yeah. It's
'Cause,
been
yeah, I think we didn't really like the episode after Revolution, but then
oh,
the week after was good.
that
'Cause
makes
it was
sense.
kind of like a lull, and then it was like, guess what, guys? We got the hypeness for you, because that was the start of the BCC Elite story too.
I'm trying to remember because we also the next big the next big one for Dynamite would have been the Dynamite after WrestleMania because the Raw after WrestleMania sucked. uh,
Yeah, and that Dynamite was dynamite.
all right,
They know what they doing.
I have no idea to go where to go from here. I really don't.
Where do we go from here? We can go anywhere.
I guess next we could talk about Soraya versus Willow because big events happening here towards the end of
Mm-hmm.
this segment. Um,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Willow was repping top rope tokes tonight. We see you, Willow. We love you.
and she's on the graphic, man. She's up there. Her hair has
Yeah.
drastically changed since
Yeah.
that picture.
Yeah. But she is top rope token it tonight on the AEW Dynamite.
So we talked about this. The faces can't get their shit together, especially the ones that are on TV and they've ran out and chased and helped each other after the matches. Why aren't you there from the start? Willow
Yeah.
coming out alone like everybody else.
hmm it just furthered my point that all women on the roster, other than the Outcasts and Jamie Britt Sheeta, are irrelevant.
Let me ask you a question. Whose fault is it? Is it Willow's fault or whoever's wrestling that night in this situation for not finding the friends? Or is it on the rest of the locker room for not stepping up to say, hey, we're sick of this shit. We're coming out to help you?
Yeah, I feel like she shouldn't have had to ask, because it's like her and Sky Blue and Riho, like those three have kind of been having each other's back, but it's always a day late and a dollar short. So you'd think eventually that they would just be like, "Hey, we have each other's back all the time," instead of after your ass is already kicked.
Because in this match, like every other single time, the Outcasts were involved from the start all the way until the finish. It wasn't only in a case of emergencies. Nope, the entire match.
The whole time. Willow was doing all right, 3-on-1.
That's where the
She
benefit comes in. It makes her look better because she's battling all of them as opposed to just like one costly mistake where there was interference.
Yeah, That's why I was not unhappy with this. I wasn't happy with it, but I wasn't unhappy, I should say, just because she didn't look weak. It really took all three of them to beat her.
All right. In true Las Vegas double or nothing fashion, without looking back on this match, I feel like the over under number on how many times the Outcast got involved in this match would be like 4.5. So I know they at least got involved 4 times. But did they get involved 5 times or more? That's about where I start to be not so sure.
I remember 3 spots off the top of my head. So I remember 2 with Soraya and 1.
Well, Saraya was in the match.
Not Soraya. God dang it.
There was one point where both of them were, I think Saraya had like the ref distracted and both of them were outside the ring stomping on Willow.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time I think Willow was going for something and Ruby practically dived in the ring from like the middle of the bottom rope. You had the end of the match where both of them got involved at the same time.
Yeah, that was... I knew it was coming to an end there when Willow threw Ruby in the ring. I was like, up, here we go. This is going to be it. She's going to get her moment on Ruby here. And then Saraya wins during the distraction.
Because holy hell though, that pounce that Willow did to Ruby, that shit was ridiculous. And it's not the first time. They gotta figure this out, because the way that they are smacking into the ropes is how some people have came away with some serious injuries in the past.
Damn, I didn't know that. I just knew that pounce looked crazy.
I remember.
Shout outs to Ruby for that bump there.
I know one person has gotten whiplash off of it. Not from her necessarily, just smacking into the ropes like that. Whiplash, one person ended up bouncing funny and they smacked their head on the mat and got a concussion. I didn't know because the way we were talking about it, I just threw it up for you. I was like, here's a hardest hit.
Yeah, just go ahead and make it.
I already had it up the whole time.
You know what? I'm gonna rename my hardest hit to Willow's pounce of the night, because I feel like I've used Willow's pounce like more than anything else as my hit of the night. I'm not a huge Willow fan or anything.
But yeah,
nothing like that.
After she takes out Ruby, she goes after Tony, and after she goes after Tony, Saraya is able to hit her good night for the win, which, my god, good night as a finishing move feels like something a 5-year-old would name a finishing move.
Oh my gosh. Good night.
I mean, she can't call it what she used to call it because it's literally the name of the Friday show. So that wouldn't really work.
Paige. Yeah.
Because her name was Paige over there.
Yeah. See, and then, it wouldn't. I don't know. It wouldn't hit the same without her name being Paige.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to call it the Ram Saraya? No.
Almost sound like you started throwing S in there. My brain started thinking of a certain German band.
Yeah.
After the match, unfortunately for Willow, the Outcast continue to beat on her. And then we get an interesting little bit with what happened.
Rashida came back. She's here for another month or so, and then she goes back to Japan again. So you guys tune in, because we gotta enjoy the Sheeta while we got it.
The sad part is that timeline works out perfectly for Double or Nothing.
Yeah, dog. Yep, there we go. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna be at Double or Nothing, and then she's gonna go back to Japan again.
So at first she's running down, right? Supposed to be the baby face making the save. It's all getting ready, but then nope. heel move. They just all hugged. There wasn't even anything like huge or major. She's just like stared down. Then it's like, hey, how's it going?
He's like, yeah, you guys were my homegirls before I went back to Japan for a while. And I was like, this it? Is this the heel Sheeta that I wanted to see? Like, this group is not going to make sense with her, but heel Sheeta. And the crowd was hot for it for a second.
The boos were awesome.
People would have loved to hate Sheeta.
In retrospect, just kind of like looking back on the show, were those the loudest boos of the night?
Yeah, I think so.
Like I can't think of any that seemed worse. So. Because... Oh wait, hold on. We give this guy credit for being somehow doing the most with the very least.
Christian does get some. He might have got louder boos. God damn it! Because he's so basic, but the crowd just hates the fuck out of him.
Booing Christian is like even loving Kurt Angle, but chanting "You suck" during his music. It just works. Somehow it just works.
Yeah, I'm a Christian fan, but I boo him hard when I see him.
Oh God. Sometimes I want to laugh with him. Sometimes, because it makes no sense. I mean, he has some good lines in there, but so much of it's cliche. He's gonna talk shit about Detroit next week. Yeah. Assuming he's on the show.
Oh yeah, which means that he's about to get booed as hard as he did last year. Because if you remember, his boos were louder than most of the pops.
Not only that, but I just realized he can be proud about his hockey team right now too. He's gonna be where the Red Wings play, and our team sucks, and the Maple Leafs actually made it to the second round of the playoffs. He's probably the happiest he's been in like 2 decades.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he's gonna talk some mad shit, and we gonna yell at him. Hopefully, he can't even like speak into the mic like last time, where he had to just stand there and wait.
Downside
Detroit
of being
that Christian.
For context, for people who are not very familiar with the geography of the whole situation, if you could jump a mile from Detroit, okay, maybe not legitimately a mile, but if you're in Detroit, you can see Canada from your backyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Detroit River is, I forgot how many miles. I think it's like 2 miles wide. So we're literally 2 miles from Canada.
Yeah, if you try to pull up a store that exists both in Canada and around you, say like whatever store it is, and you put in your phone or whatever, like you could possibly come up with stores from Canada.
Yeah.
But back to Sheeta and her massive boos.
Off the rails on the crazy train.
She's sitting there acting like she's with them and about to spray paint Willow laying on the mat. But she's really just killing time. And all of a sudden the boos turn to cheers because behind the Outcasts pop up Jamie and Britt. It was all raised by Sheeta, and then they whoop some ass.
And then they whoop that ass.
Now, Sheeta still got to spray paint some people. She just, as opposed to one person, she sprayed 3 people. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
got
so
their medicine.
Sheeta stayed babyface. I would have loved to see Sheeta as a heel, but it's all good. I just love to see Sheeta in general.
And not joining a group as like the fourth person.
Yeah.
He needs to be the focus.
I mean,
Unless,
well, she's not gonna be the focus, but Jamie and Britt though.
but I mean, when she's heel, like if she got with
But
the,
yeah, if she's heel, yeah, we want her to be the focus for sure.
or if it was a group that was kind of mixed between men and women, like House of Black, that'd be cool. Like Julia gets a shit ton of shine in that group.
Yeah. I mean, well, she's the leader of the House of Black, so.
If we're gonna make a sign and take next week, that might be that should be the hill we die on.
Oh. Damn it, Jen. You just did it, yeah.
We're gonna be sign people.
I don't care. Yeah, I will die on that hill. Julia is the leader of the House of Black. And if they don't consider her it yet our sign next week, we'll let them know that that's what we think.
Hold on. What is the wrestler we dislike the most right now? Collectively. I'm trying to honestly try to think who is it Wardlow? Because if it's Wardlow, this makes even more sense.
It's probably Wardlow. And then for me,
Wardlow
I just
eats
don't
corn
like
long
Wardlow
ways
because of the way he got booked. Wardlow eats corn the long way. Yeah, he probably
just like Goldberg. It works so well.
He probably does. I can see it. Good God.
It could be worse. He could be like Will Levis eating a banana without peeling it.
I'm so happy we didn't get that serial killer.
Mayo in his coffee.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
We talked about the opener. We talked about the main event. I refuse to talk about Wardlow any more than I have to.
And so yeah, we covered that like extensively already. Which only leaves us like three things that well, I got like 3 or 4 things worth talking about, I guess.
Sparks and Juice. Trios Battle Royal is whatever. So unless we want to,
that was kind of obvious.
the BCC promo was fucking terrible.
You mean the metal band that had to replace one of their members with a dope ass Asian kid?
Yeah, the only thing I like about BCC promos is just openly calling you the little shit and him being happy about it.
Yeah. Yuta as a heel is so cool, man.
The thing is, if you're a little shit, you're not supposed to be cool. You're supposed to be the complete opposite of cool.
I know, right? But him playing the little shit is cool. I don't know why. Because he is a little shit, but it's great.
I wonder how much of it's the fact that we're older and we don't have kids, so we just get to laugh at the way that it causes hell for other people, and it's not us. Versus like if we're little kids and another kid's a little shit, they're just annoying as shit to us.
Yeah.
Now we just get to laugh and watch them cause problems for other people.
Yeah, because we're like, yeah, that kid's a dick. That's great. It's not my problem. That's good. But BCC's new album coming out in stores this summer at Double or Nothing. They got a new pianist. His name's Wheeler Yuta. He's fucking dope on the keys. Check it out.
So after 4 weeks of waiting for this match, we finally got, I'm going to say Ricky Starks because I don't have the ability to do the full introduction for the other person. Do you?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Stroke Daddy.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't have it. I don't have it right now. My throat's all
Rock hard, Juice Robinson. Rock hard.
Yeah, yeah.
I never bought shirts. They're never gonna get here in time. Whoops. Oh well, Danhausen it is.
Get me a Willow shirt and get it rush ordered.
I think even the fastest from that shop was still gonna take me like over a week. So it's not a, these shirts are pre-made a lot of times. Pro wrestling teams, it's like a printing shop, so they print like on order, on demand.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
But so they start this match off. You thought we were gonna have the same story with the heels, with Jay White being around there at ringside, but Ricky Starks not having Sean Spears. But Jay White leaves immediately during the entrance. He just does like the, hey, I'll walk you out to the ramp.
yeah. And then I was like, oh well, he's gonna interfere later. He'll just like slide out from under the ring or something.
Hey, technically he played no part in this match.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the match. That was a shocker for me. But once I saw that he didn't have anything to do with the match, I was like, yeah, Ricky's gonna get a win on TV.
I'm currently trying to figure out how to what's the proper spelling of Rochambeau?
Look, R.
I'm seeing multiple ways.
Shambo.
I am seeing multiple ways to do it.
Yeah. I got you. It's easy though. So
Cool. It doesn't matter how I spell it. I'm right. That's all that matters. About finding that out. No, there's probably a wrong way.
Yeah, there's a wrong way. And the wrong way is not the way that I spell it though.
Technically, I spelled it two different ways in my details because I had to write it down twice, because Ricky hit one and he went for another because he was able to beat Juice with Rochambeau. Jay immediately attacks after. He actually has a Blade Runner, which Ricky counters out of, but then he goes for a Rochambeau on him. Juice able to grab him by the feet, pull him out, and they get to escape.
They running away.
So this was Ricky's win for the feud, right? Because we talked about it. Him and Jay White, Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at Double or Nothing, and you're gonna give Jay White the big win there, because you gotta. Because you're by getting Jay White, you have to cement him as your number 2 heel behind MJF.
Yeah, it's not like this is Roderick Strong showing up or anything,
Yeah,
where he
like
can play second
has
fiddle.
To be your number 2 heel, like. And I think eventually I would like to see something with him and MJF. I think that would be cool to have down the road. But yeah. But as of right now, they're going, yeah. As of right now, they have to cement him as the second strongest heel.
Because I'm not sure if I've really seen him be anything but heel. Like, if people are cheering him, it's because they're Bullet Club fans or Jay White fans specifically, but he was never, like, his personality has always been heel.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a shit-eating face, man. Like,
but MJF is the definition of that. All right, we're shit-eating faces. Does it go MJF Sammy or Sammy MJF and then Jay White?
MJF first.
Because when Sammy has that over the top fucking grin that he does,
Yeah.
that is, I'm like, damn it, that's. I want to punch him in the face, but now I like him at the same time. Now I don't know what to do about all of this.
You're a fan, man. Just get over it. Just get over it.
Juice.
Juice. Juice looked good in that match, by the way.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like he got what he needed out of this. He looked good against Ricky.
I feel like Juice and Ricky are similar in the way that neither of them are going to do anything that blows you away in the ring. So you're gonna have a more traditional match. But as long as they can put some story into it, like it can be a good, like they're good at doing your 2005 type of match. Like nothing too crazy.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, both of them are never gonna do anything crazy, but it's gonna look good. It was pretty clean, and then they're both really good at telling the story and the match, and that's what makes it good.
I do like, just like I said I would, the fact that I'm getting to see Juice on TV more than once every like 5 months. This is the benefit of the factions. You can have people get involved, but not really be too involved.
We just have an insane amount of factions, that's all.
Oh, I think we're just, part of it is we went from 90s where WWF had a decent amount of factions, but it wasn't over the top. WCW basically had one faction that took up half the roster, and then even some of the smaller factions like Raven's Flock ended up being a decent size and different things like that. But I'm not sure if we've ever had
short-lived LWO.
I'm not sure if we've ever had the full New Japan type of thing where everyone's in a faction and they all have a purpose, but part of that's because they have so many titles too.
Yeah, oh my god. New Japan has like 400,000 belts. I thought that AEW like added one too many belts, but paying more attention to New Japan. Okay. All right, AEW, I stand corrected. You don't have too many belts. New Japan has too many belts.
But I also feel like by trying to do factions and getting more people involved, I think that's one of the benefits of the trios is you kind of counterbalance the factions with giving them more of a reason to exist too.
Yeah. I don't know. I wish that not every single wrestler needed a faction. Like, the one that's got me sourest on factions right now, obviously, is fucking Hobbs and QT. So I'm like, why does Hobbs need that?
You know what? We've covered enough in this show.
The Book of Hobbs.
We covered enough in this show. I feel comfortable just hitting end and walking the fuck away.
That's what I'm like. You're like, that's what I'm saying. There's my argument against the factions.
It's a difference between being against the factions and just being against bad booking.
Yeah, factions can be good, but they can also ruin someone.
Just book them better. Like, look at that shit with Swerve.
Yeah. Oh my god. Speaking of factions, what is happening with this firm deletion stuff, man? Is it going to be over?
It should be over with that. But the downside is, as opposed to being watching Rampage on Friday night because it's at 6:30, we think it could change by an hour, just like it did last week. Yeah, instead of being watching that, I will be seeing Guardians of the Galaxy. I had timed it for if it was. I had timed it. I was like, we're going to a movie theater. If I'm at work, it's a 6:45 showing. It's enough time. Hold on. I think it's a little over 2 hours where I should be out of there a little after 9 so I could get home for 10 o'clock for Rampage. I had it all figured out, and that way I was prepared. But at the same time, we also knew if Rampage was an early time, we weren't fucking doing it. I am going to miss at least 15 minutes out of this Rampage. And while 15 minutes is not terrible for Dynamite, that's a quarter of the fucking show for Rampage.
The whole first match. The good match.
Yeah, typically. I just don't know how they would do it with firm deletion. So I'll be watching that on DVR.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stokely.
Yeah, that actually, Stokely, man. That's I don't even know what else you could say. It's Stokely. I have to watch that. It's going to be cinematic, and there's going to be Stokely involved, so it's going to be wild.
I hope Stokely somehow gets a win and they're stuck forever. Not really. I want it to be over, but I want to see Stokely be awesome. I want to see Stokely pin someone.
Always awesome. Okay.
I want to see Stokely pin somebody just so he can have the biggest brag and no longer have a winless record. Because right now he's 0-1 in AEW.
Yeah. But Hook cheated though.
He's about to be 0-2.
I don't know how, but he did.
It's about to be 0-2.
Poor Stokely. His record.
We need to get him up to 500.
Yeah, and they didn't even let him retire. Like there's got to be some kind of labor laws against that.
I want to know what his contract looks like. Is he actually a wrestler, or is his contract as a manager? Can they force him into this? Mark Sterling, where the fuck are you?
yeah. Go ahead and meet up. Call Mark Sterling's law firm, Stokely. I'll get you the number. I'm sure it's on Mark Sterling's Twitter.
They worked together at one point. Although they might be a little bit bitter because one did replace the other with Jade.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like let bygones be bygones because one replaced the other and then Jade was like, yeah, I don't need you.
That's not true because Sterling still comes around. He was helping out with Taya. No road to Valhalla for you.
No, well, she did that with Stokely.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's still needed. I thought you had said one replaced the other, and now that one's not needed.
Because she replaced Mark with Stokely and then got rid of Stokely. And then now Mark's back because she got rid of Stokely.
Stokely thought he upgraded with MJF, and then got kicked to the curb there, too.
Yeah. Sad.
I'm going to ask him sincerely at this point. I mean, there's things here, but is there anything to actually talk about that you wanted? I mean, we could go into just for shits and giggles to end the night and skip details on other, but we could talk about the Them Birds video.
There's not I don't know if there's enough for a video, but yeah, that's
I'm not worried about the video.
Thing that I like talking about, that I want to talk about, yeah. Because I love that video.
Where do you go to shop?
I hate that I love it.
For overalls that fit Satnam Singh. I never seen a farmer like that before.
What the hell, man? That was the whole reason why I was like, yo, I love this segment. Because where the fuck did you find some 7'3" overalls? Like, those had to be custom overalls.
I will say,
And
I thought the in them was also good. Like if you're gonna do it with two of them, those are the two to do it with.
yeah, yeah, I was hoping Jay Lethal would do it too.
I mean, I'd be good with it.
Kind of know that Jeff Jarrett wouldn't because he's Jeff Jarrett, and yeah,
It's fucked up. He was wearing his own shirt. Jay Lethal was at least wearing a shirt under a jacket, but it was the white shirt of the whole team, and then Mark being down by the hip, and those two being in overalls.
I love Mark's chicken coop is labeled "them chickens" or "them birds" on it.
So they're not.
So great.
We see them pull up to their house, like looking for Mark, trying to endear themselves to him, and he's shocked when he opens the door. Like, what are y'all doing here? And they say that
We want to help.
he's holding his child, and when they offer to help him on the farm, he literally just hand sat them his child, and they're like, "Let's go to work."
Yeah, he hands this giant in overalls a baby, and he's like, "Yeah, let's do this."
half the video from that point is like Satnam being the focus with the kid like sitting on his lap and stuff. They play when they're all sitting down to rest after doing some work.
Yeah, this I love the stuff that they're doing with this right here. Oh God,
I was
that was
so
so dumb,
confused.
but so much fun for me.
I was
And then
so
I loved
confused.
Papa Briscoe showing up, and you just see Sanjay and Satnam, Jay and Jeff. They all run off the porch and go stand on the lawn like they're not allowed to be in front of the house when Papa Briscoe pulls up. It's just like those little kid, like like the little kid you didn't okay having your friends come over, and Dad just got home. So they got to go back home until Dad says it's okay for them to come back over.
So Baba Buck pretty much just says like he knows because obviously they've known Jay Lethal for so long, so he's like he knows he's cool and all that. But he's like, what the hell are you doing with them? Who? The one in the coveralls. Which one? There's two. Both of them.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, keep your eye on them. I don't trust them. Both of them with the overalls.
Honestly, at first, before he said the coveralls, I didn't know who he was going to point out because in my head, I'm like, the one I'm pointing out the most is probably Jeff Jarrett. Like, you don't fit in for whatever reason. I mean,
I'm gonna say, well, yeah, if you're saying don't trust somebody, I would say don't trust Jeff Jarrett first,
at least
and then closely followed behind Sanjay Dutt and his pencil.
Man, them birds.
Dog. I just can't get over the fact that they found overalls that big.
I honestly want to grab one of my phones and make a shirt design that literally is just ripping off their sign. But that's supposed to like them birds just being right above it. Do it like in a more stylish with the picture. Just have a shirt that says them birds. Oh, then remake it again. Use like the Falcons logo. Use like the Eagles logo. Just go through all the bird teams.
Them birds.
Like, all right, I can sell to Cardinals fans. I can smell, and then go to baseball, and then go to basketball.
Sell it to Cardinals fans.
Yeah, I just have to make like 10 different versions using 10 different sporting logos.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you could just do like one Cardinals. Like the one
Very
of the Cardinals
different
teams
logo,
will be
though.
like one of them will be like, that's not our logo. Like, shut up, man. Just accept it.
You both wear red. Shut the fuck up and deal with it.
Like, you're both red and you're Cardinals. Come on, shut up. Just be happy.
I'm trying to think, like, in basketball, I could think of one real quick, which was the Pelicans. I'm blanking, but I feel like there's other bird teams, but I just can't think of one.
The Bulls.
Wait, is there really only one?
The Bulls.
Atlanta
You
Hawks.
Ever heard about the Flying Bulls?
Atlanta Hawks, though.
Yeah, the Flying Bulls.
So that's at least two. Baseball, there's at least a few. Orioles, Cardinals, them birds.
Them birds. Orioles, Cardinals, them birds.
All right, man.
Yeah. All right, let's do this.
Anything else to say before we end the night? And not see everybody again for 2 weeks? We do still have shorts going up, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're gonna have some shorts and all those. It'll be a little bit back before we do a live again, but I don't know if you're gonna be at some wrestling shows. Look for us. We're gonna be at all the wrestling shows.
I think I'm gonna pass on Clash this time.
Gonna pass on the ass this time.
I might pass on Clash.
All right.
I think there's only been like one name announced that I know outside of the locals that the people we've seen, which is Allison Kay. The rest of it kind of seems underwhelming compared to recent shows. But also between that and GCW and AEW all in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Like I'll gladly save this like $20 this time. Because I'm definitely gonna be spending it elsewhere.
Good idea. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. All right. Yep. I'm gonna leave now.
Wait, you said this is like my pajama shirt anyway.
Good night, everybody. He's taking off his pajamas.
Wait, I'm the one who have to end the stream, so you can't stop this from going.
Oh, I can leave. I'll just let you be on screen by yourself taking your shirt off instead of being here as a witness.
It's a 2-person show range. Just join in.
Nope.
All right, everybody. Have yourself a good night.
My clothes come off on my OnlyFans. Check me out. OnlyFans.com/